game is he burned Flash arguably needlessly at level 1. Some of that was part of the reason top had so much pressure. Yes, Svenskeren made a mistake in face checking Herald, like the mistakes were made, but some of that top difference was not just Solo being good, and I think he is better than Viper, but Kumo being the worst laning top laner in the LCS. The stats back that up. As the second seeded team, he is the worst early game top laner. There is a difference here, and is that Kumo is not played around and doesn't rise to the challenge when he is. And so now as we get to the second phase, we can see what else comes through. Will we see jungle pressure topside with Sejuani Aatrox? I mean, maybe. That's a CC chain right there. We might see attacks there. But regardless, we have, I think, 4 games in a row, a second round Zoe ban away from Jizuke. The Taric that we saw with Kalista in game 1, that option's removed as well, so the Ryze is going to be left up. And well, it means that they can last pick for PoE once they see it at least.
Yeah, I'm going to be really curious, will it be that Ryze? Did I kind of read it right? And I agree. I mean, Kumo obviously did make a lot of mistakes. The Flash was a big deal. I actually think the bigger deal was the use of his teleport. I felt like he was healthy enough that he could have actually stayed around. Instead, he TP'd right back into a wave that was already being pushed in. So, you know, ended up getting chunked out, falling behind as far as that goes, and kind of mismanaging that did put him even more behind because he TP'd back, got low again, then had to base without TP and lost even more minions. So Cassio going to be banned out. Cassio, that says Ryze even more to me with that ban. Cassio is a strong matchup into the Ryze, so I think I did have it right. I do think EG is going to go for Ryze here, try to play the side lanes, have Kumo withstand that matchup early against Solo, then start to group, send Jizuke out on a side lane to Ryze alongside this Pantheon from Svenskeren, but they still have to lock it in for me to be correct, so we will find out.
They need mid, they need support, or they need to flex the set out
could be
of
set
top
support.
lane.
Yeah, I think it could be set support because Taric got banned. So with the Taric ban and Orin getting locked in, I think it's actually going to be that. And Talia, so very interesting. So it is still going to be about the side lane play, but now it's about bot lane. It's actually about crashing towards bot lane, utilizing the engage from the Pantheon, from the Talia. And it remains to be seen where everything is going to be put. You know, is it going to be set support? Is it going to be Orin support? Is it going to be, you know,
I like set
something
with Kalista
really crazy? Because Talia and Pantheon could also both be swapped between jungle and mid. So there's also that.
Sure.
There's actually a, you know, potentially a number of things that could get flexed around to make things interesting. But I do think it's going to be set to Kalista.
Right, and I also think that the big thing is that Jizuke's second most played champion, is Talia, right? LeBlanc is number 1, and everyone's banning that all the time. Talia is next on the list. It's above Echo as number 3, so if there's a Talia, I expect it to be for Jizuke. He's up against Corki. Here is the matchup, so PoE is again on a fairly safe backline, consistent damage dealer. Yeah, I think we keep set down there. I like Kalista set as a duo for a lot of the same reasons I like Kalista with Taric is you have sort of hard to access team fight crowd control that you can then throw him in to guarantee it, knock up, walk behind him, face breaker it. If you go for the ult and it doesn't quite work out, you want to come back in. There's a lot of safety here. It can work really, really nicely. For extra spice, it's going to be Omnistone on the set, which I'm really happy about. I think it's a great keystone. That's fun for me. We got Dark Harvest for Jizuke. We got all kinds of fun runes that I have appreciation for.
Yeah, this is interesting. The Omnistone on support set, I feel like is a little bit questionable. I'm gonna reserve judgment and see if he can kind of make me feel differently. But I just feel like when you are playing support, Aftershock is very important for creating the tankiness in the early levels, where you don't actually have all of the bonus stats from the additional gold that you would get in a solo lane. You are a lower level than you would be from a solo lane, so you are inherently squishier and therefore usually more dependent on things like the stone plate and the early Aftershock to try to make things happen. Omnistone though can be very useful as far as laning. It's also coded now to more often give you things like Predator when you are basing, so you can Predator back out on the map, look for roams and do those sorts of things. So will be very interesting. And as you said, the Dark Harvest, also pretty cool coming out from Jizuke. So I want to see if they can actually find anything, you know, with that, if they can stack it up enough that it really makes a difference. This is also...
I mean, the upside is basically you get to trigger Aftershock and then get a new keystone mid-fight, so that you get 2 keystones. And that is the supreme upside,
but you also
some
have
RNG and some beneficial coding. Well, of course, right. and you know, yes, that is the downside, right? Is that like, well, it's Conqueror for Zeyzal, so we can Facebreaker you, and deal 25 more damage with it, which, okay, not garbage. And then you get a new one, you hope it's better. But yeah, lethal tempo is going to be pretty bad. Dark Harvest everyone's full health can be pretty bad. But yeah, when you Predator into mid lane at level 5 and kill someone, worth it.
Very cool. Yeah, so that's why we kind of have to reserve judgment, see how it does pan out. Also, worth noting, I was talking about the tendency of Ignar these last 2 games, how he was actually sitting in that side brush, and at 130, he was actually going forward to then sweep out a pixel brush. This game, EG actually had a 3-man play waiting for that timing and actually checked for Ignar in that side brush, but he had already based. So already EG, very clear that their coaches were paying attention and noticed this kind of trend that I've been pointing out last game, tried to make their own level 1 adjustment to stop it. Oh my god, flashing in level 1.
That is a lot of damage. That is Turtle having to burn the heal to get away, and half the health bar dropped off both these guys as well. I don't hate burning Flash for half of each health bar. Yes, they can burn potions. Yes, now it means Zeyzal's an easy target. Pre-6, like, Flash will come back well before he ever gets
I wonder,
ulti.
So he has Hex Deck Flash, so he can actually go back in there. Ignar's in trouble now.
Again. Yeah, he did the exact same thing again. He just Hex Flash on the brush to Facebreaker. Like, I love this. I love... This is what the inspiration set of the tree was supposed to do, was cool, creative rule breaking, where you flash on a brush every 25 seconds and force your opponents to recall. I'm in love with this laning phase already from Zeyzal.
Dude.
Bang, 90% Zeyzal, 10% Bang, but it's awesome. We've already got to play it 3 minutes.
They're getting proxies.
He's doing it again.
Jizuke's here, and Ignar's still level 1. This could be a 4-man play.
Look how absurd this laning phase is. Santorin's in though. Zeyzal had Aftershock, by the way. He's gonna be fine. First blood comes through. Omni Stone is undefeated.
Omni Stone gamer right here, Zeyzal. He is going in. What a start from EG. This bot lane showing they are not to be trifled with. They have been smashing in the 2v2. Jizuke on the early level 3 roam, but it's a 4v4. They're all here, but it's higher level on the EG bot laners. That is level 3 on Zeyzal, level 3 on Bang, to level 1 on Ignar, level 2 on Turtle. And that makes all the difference in these early levels. That is the difference maker. 25 CS to 5, by the way,
so
for Bang.
I gotta point out something big on this one. When the laning phase started, Ignar was sitting at the blue buff. I don't know if he was leashing or what, but he was nowhere near the lane. Zeyzal and Bang were behind the opposing caster minions 2v1 on Turtle. He missed XP on the first 3 melees. Turtle was zoned out that he missed XP, not just gold, not just less hitting, actual experience the first 3 melees. So he's just like not in lane. The entire bot lane just missed the first like 180 XP in the lane, which is absurdly massive for, you know, breakpoint focused lanes like CC tanks and bot lane. I don't know what forced Ignar to not be in lane to screw Turtle that hard, but that is paying forward as we're seeing already.
It could have been him looking for, you know, a sweeper play, right? We talked about those early game plays. Maybe he was looking for a different ward that had been placed to sweep that out, and that was part of the game plan. But this is terrifying now, right? You're going up against this lane, and Zeyzal, you know, is going to keep looking for these Hextech flashes. You know, he has the movement speed on Summoner Usage Rune. He's going to be able to jump in there really, really quickly. And Kalista is one of the best snowballing marksmen in the game. It is frightening to play against these lanes from behind. So Turtle and Ignar are going to have to be playing really, really safe, which means very likely EG can get full priority on these early dragons and can start potentially snowballing this. I mean, Jizuke and Svenskeren are already running back here. They're getting zoned off the wave again, 39 CS to 16. This is a shellacking in the bottom lane.
And shellacking is accurate. It's 3 turret plates at 5.5. EG are smurfing down here. And it's just absurd how screwed FlyQuest are. Okay, Svenskeren maybe gonna be biting up more than he can shoot. Puts up the shield, still gonna be stunned. Here comes the re-engage. Flashes to safety. Ignar's at half, and they're not in turret range just yet. Punch comes through for 140. Call him Captain Falcon, as now FlyQuest forced to run away again, but stay alive out of the turret crucially.
And also, Turtle didn't get to get any CS, right? So, yes, that was a messy fight. Yes, I think Svenskeren, it's fair to call that a mistake. He ends up having to flash out and puts his bot lane in this awkward spot. But because they're so much stronger, and because Turtle is having to focus on fighting the champions, not the minions, he's not getting any farm throughout this. And meanwhile, up in the top lane, yeah, Solo, you're doing great. You have an advantage here, but you're playing Aatrox into the Ornn. Ornn can stabilize and be in a position with levels where you can safely wave clear at your turret almost forever. So you really don't even care about that side of the map. EG are just going to leave Kumo on that island and say, great, farm it up, bud. And we'll be down here on the bottom side looking for 4-man plays and playing around our Kalista, who is super fed.
Well, right now, looking as Kumo claims the rest of the wave and Solo takes his first recall of the game, it's going to be about a 14 CS lead topside as the lanes reset. He's actually going to stay around and not recall just yet. Aatrox will clear one more wave and wait to see what first items come through. But Kumo is going to burn his TP 7 minutes in at level 7, and get his potions, get his control ward, and maybe he will just walk, but you have to see right now. The Drake is alive, and Herald spawns in about 40 seconds.
God.
Pressure again, bottom side, and Turtle and Ignar, level 3 and 4 to 5 and 5. 4 turret plates taken down, and will we see more down here? The turret itself's gonna drop. Here comes the wall, and they're gonna stop. No, he gets the Hex Flash off and gets back away, just really to stay alive. TP comes in for Solo, but he's a little bit alone. Back into the turret, gonna stay alive, ignited. Re-engage, looks up to the top side. Ignar, 1 hit away from dead. Bang, gets the second kill of the game. Once again, diving well beyond the turret. This time around, they got a new wave that's gonna be claimed
Solo's
without
dead too.
issue at all. Solo's gonna run, face breaker in, triple knockup doesn't matter, and EG get an 8-minute first turret and 3 kills.
GG, time to go next, boys. EG are dominating this game. They are running over the bot lane. Holy moly, they are just crushing FlyQuest bot lane in this game. Jizuke is down there every other wave. They stack the wave, they push it up to the turret. Jizuke has had full mid lane control, pushes in, roams down, and sees 4-man plays again where, there's nothing Ignar and Turtle can do. This is actually really good by Ignar to pre-channel that Hextech flash to get over. Then the TP comes through, but PoE is not here yet. So it's the 5v4. EG moves away from the turret, so that is not helping them out. And again, these monumental level advantages mean Bang takes down Ignar. Then you go back to the turret, which is incredibly low. That falls immediately, and Solo is always going to die here. Flash forward from Zeyzal, pulls him back in, right into that seismic shove from Jizuke. Down goes the top laner. As bad goes to worse for FlyQuest. Bang. And Zeyzal now going to be able to swap up to this top side and grab Rift to just keep the snowball rolling. Thankfully for Turtle, if they're swapping, maybe you start to get into a position where you can actually get a little bit of farm.
I mean, maybe. He's going to hope he can, because there's a lot of catching up to do right now for FlyQuest. 2,000 gold deficit, and we're likely to see some cash in near the top side. Maybe the mid lane, but I'm not really sure about that one. Either way, one thing I have to do so far is every time Zeyzal gets a really troll keystone, they get a kill. Bang now has to be respectful, gets pulled back in, knockup number 2. He's gonna get completely shut down. Zeyzal on Conqueror gets nothing, and a big double kill topside in for FlyQuest.
I gotta give so much credit to Solo for that one. He walked into the bush. EG just completely assumed he was matching for Kumo. Instead, he just plays it for the long con, waits around a little bit longer. Yes, he's going to miss some minions here on this bottom side, but he actually just got his bottom lane back in the game. Gets Turtle a kill, denies all this farm from Bang and Zeyzal. They are even maybe going to get a plate. So that was a huge play from Solo. A lot of credit deserved by him, but Jizuke moving up, and Svenskeren has his ultimate. Here they go.
A lot of damage already. Wild Turtle can only try to walk away, but Jizuke is going to harvest him darkly and grab his second kill of the game. 4-2 already, as now EG like to push on the top side. They've still got the Herald, and this feels like the time to summon it.
I agree. I think they're going to drop it for sure. I also like the split focus there from Jizuke and Svenskeren. They knew Turtle had no flash, so he was not going to get out. So instead of actually using the seismic shove over on Turtle and just instantly killing him, we saw Jizuke throw that at Ignar, forcing out Ignar's flash. So not only do you get that guaranteed kill of Turtle, you get the little nice bonus of that flash from the support on FlyQuest. They will get this turret here too. That is going to be feeling really, really good from EG. Was a good play from Solo, kind of eking their way back into it a little bit, but EG strikes right back and punches him back down.
2,600 now, the gold difference as FlyQuest do their best to lick their wounds. And I gotta give Turtle some credit. If you only look at the scoreboard at the bottom, look, it's 14 CS and 1 less assist. Is not that bad when you look at what actually has happened to him in this game and how absurd his laning phase had to be. So I want to give credit where credit is due, that he's done well with a really, really horrible situation. That said, it's still partially of his and his lane mates making, and there is a lot they have to do to catch up in this game.
And it's just a low farm game in general, right? It's almost 12 minutes, and Bang, they've been slamming, he has 70 CS at 12 minutes. That is not an LCS mark. That is not an LCS mark at 10 minutes, right? You know, everyone is kind of very behind the pace because of this style of gameplay, because they are just non-stop fighting. They are charging at their opponents. They're going to drop CS when you're doing that. Jizuke as well is going to be a bit behind in farm because he was giving up some minions to do these constant roams. So that is something that you have to keep in mind, right? When you're giving up farm yourself to go for these plays, if you get caught, if you get shut down like Solo was able to do to him, well, all of a sudden you're not so far ahead.
Well, Solo is the one who has been able to free farm a completely untouched top lane. He did TP down once, but it was, to match with Kumo for that dive down there. Otherwise, he's been mostly able to farm cleanly, and he is the one player on the LCS mark. Power Vivo, of course, having to roam around a couple times as well. Pretty close to that at 120. And those are seemingly like the primary carries on FlyQuest here. The two who have been able to farm, who aren't the ones being consistently attacked there by the Evil Geniuses rest of the map, to be honest. And we'll see if they can scale up and make that happen indeed. EG gonna shove in the mid lane. They've already taken mid and bot, or sorry, top and bot outer turrets. So mid lane, the last place to put an AD carry, 30 minutes into the game.
Yeah, we'll see if Solo is able to get some damage down on this turret as he's up there. It feels like his TP almost up, so they could actually contest. And Solo, you're talking about his ability to free farm. He actually has a huge experience advantage. It's not just the CS. It's level 11 to level 9 on Kumo right now. Kumo is falling very far behind as far as that experience. We'll see if he gets 10 off this wave, and he does. So it's at least, a level and a bit, not that full 2. Yeah. But still
only one full level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like a level and a half. So it is rough.
I know.
But they will grab a second dragon. This is big for them. Plus is great at securing these. And as long as EG keeps pushing the pace of the game, I think they can keep themselves in a pretty good spot. That being said, FlyQuest has some great scaling. You have, this pure tank out of the jungle. You have Aphelios and Corki that are going to scale up very, very well for the teamfight stage. So EG, with their lead, have to keep pressing because Pantheon versus, Sejuani, it's much easier to execute what you need to get done on a Sejuani than it is on a Pantheon. And I believe the same is true for this champion for Jizuke, the Taliyah versus the Corki also. And even the Aphelios versus Kalista, to be honest. Kalista can be pretty tough team fight.
Yeah, definitely the case. I mean, good luck dancing around when Sejuani and Nautilus are pretty much constantly in stun setup range. If Nautilus lands a root at all, anything, there's 3 melees to stack up Sejuani passive, and you're just gone, right? Like you're just not doing anything with this one. So, and yeah, again, we mentioned the CS differences, or the CS even accrued in general. It's like, well, yeah, it's gonna be a little harder then for Bang to get, Hurricane and Ruin King and QSS to get out of that stuff when you've only got 109 CS at this point in the game, which is again below the mark because of how the game is being played for pro.
I mean, really, the only people that are kind of at that LCS mark right now that you expect in a normal game is Power Vivo and Solo, because they've just not been roaming. They've been mostly just kind of chilling their lanes, farming it up, trying to create advantages there. And now EG gonna get flanked.
The attempted play, they're gonna push Zeyzal around, he ults, and he's gonna get pulled right back in, finds a knockup, finds a bunch, he's still gonna die, and FlyQuest go for the disengage, but there's a stun to Santorin, forced to flash out as well. Ornhorn sounds, finds a knockup onto one, but has to flash back to safety. Meanwhile, Svenskeren went in and actually sets up the kill onto Santorin. So it's a 1-for-1 long term. Zeyzal dropping as a trade for Santorin dying as well. EG's health bars look better as they force the recalls, and won't get too much damage mid lane. Instead, they're gonna go for top river.
Yeah, they're going to look for another Herald here. EG, everyone collapsing. Jizuke, though, flashed on.
Ignar is going to make it happen and stay alive through it.
Last tick.
Ignite! Woo! Last tick won't claim him. FlyQuest, nice pickup there. Turn it around for their favor.
Yeah, that is a big one. Jizuke had flash, but wasn't expecting it. Couldn't react in time. Does get locked down and taken out. and that may actually prevent them from going for Rift Herald. We'll see. They are heading back over to it, so wanting to try it one more time. Bang, the collapse came from multiple sides, does flash, avoiding both the hook and the ultimate there. Then slamming Santorin back in, Bang ults him out to safety. Zeyzal re-engages, gets a good haymaker across the team, but maybe would have wanted to play it a little bit more slowly. Svenskeren though, ults in, Kumo TP's in, Jizuke ults in, EG collapsing from everywhere do arrive and knock down that kill. So it is the trade, but it is a positive one for them on the initial play as they took down the jungler for the support.
And now we wait to see as this blue buff's going to be grabbed without much issue. Evil Geniuses is going to collect themselves back up on the map. And I really got to point out and give a lot of credit to FlyQuest, the gold is back to tied. This game was so absurdly EG favored, it made Cloud9 look like they didn't have a good early game. And then you come back and look 10 minutes later, and FlyQuest have accrued a gold lead. They are down 2 Drakes that will be hanging over their heads, but they've got to feel comfortable right now. You've got nearly the Death Stance and a 60 CS lead top lane, as well as Power of Evil, who's still farming at a great clip and has Triforce plus Sork Shoes.
Turns out CS is pretty good when you have, you know, as you say, right now it's a good 60 CS top lane. It's 30 plus CS in mid lane. You know, that's nearly 100 CS right there. Bot lane, yeah, you're down 30, but your jungler's ahead plus 20. You know, this is just way more minions killed by FlyQuest. And as a result, despite all the shenanigans in bot lane, they are holding pretty even. But EG do have a lot of playmaking. They have a lot of global, semi-global type abilities. And they are looking to continue pressing because their team is very good in skirmishes and these kind of scrappy little fights. And if they can continue grabbing these dragons, they'd be looking good.
They're going for the play. They're going for the play right now. 5v5 with Solo on the flank. Here comes the Ornhorn over the top. Big punch comes through, and he gets pulled right back in. Nicely played by Zeyzal. Now turning their attention to Solo, but they can't knock him down. They set up 1 kill already as Bang is dropped without summoners available, and EG simply forced to run away. FlyQuest with the mid-game team fight right as their mid-outer turret falls. Get a 1-for-0.
Bang gets locked down and taken out, and that is huge. FlyQuest are going to be the ones pressing up on this tower, looking to get aggressive here. And as you say, both the summoners were not available. You know, Bang is playing the Exhaust this game, something we didn't even have time to get into, to try to help him, you know, if it is Solo or someone like that diving in on top of him, you know, that Exhaust is going to help him to stack enough spears to actually win out. But FlyQuest, if they get this dragon, I actually think they're just straight up in the lead by quite a bit because they're already ahead in gold. I think they have better scaling. And these 2 dragons don't really mean anything. So stopping the snowball into a soul was really the only thing EG still had going for them. And EG now is in a tough spot.
Well, they're going to try. They don't have the ulti out of Zeyzal, but he might get the face breaker. He's trying to walk into range with Demon's Plate. He will be able to. Finds only a slow out of it. Here comes the wall over the top. Jizuke will not chase through, but Turtle does not have a way out. He does not have flash. Can they pull him back? Yes, they can. 1-for-0. Svenskeren holds the front line. Ignar low on health, down below half HP. Solo holding the front lines pretty well, but Bang has arrived. This is the rest of the squad. Ignar just barely slinks away with his life, but they are battling back and forth for the kills. 1-for-0 back in mid, 1-for-0 again down here. EG ready to keep going. Turret number 4 gonna fall.
Such an exciting game, battling back and forth here. EG just keeps on swinging because they know they have to. And despite their incredible early game, they're now in a pretty tough spot. They have a comp that is a lot harder to execute on. You know, they are behind as far as the solo lane farm very heavily, so the gold really kind of is not.
This game, they have come back from a huge early game deficit of focus down to the bottom lane, and now we are resuming from where our broadcast left off. Now I want to give one piece of table setting, which is the fact that the chrono break, because we are watching these games on a delay, 22 minutes and 51 seconds in is where that actual pause and resume happened. So we are catching up with that point in the game, and then we will then go into the sort of the chrono broken 22:51 afterwards.
Great. So I'm just glad to see things were able to get resolved. It is nice that we were able to chrono break it, and hopefully you're going to have no further issues as we are moving forward. And very important game for the 2 teams. Obviously, EG looking to close out this series. FlyQuest with a bit of momentum in the series since swapping Solo in. They took last game. They're looking pretty good in this game when you're considering comp and their current position. as far as kind of strength of carries and solo laners. So we'll have to see if EG can kind of fight their way out of it, because they can't start playing defensively. With this kind of composition, you need to continue attacking your opponents and looking for plays.
We'll see if EG can keep that pressure going. Of course, it's going to be important, as we've talked kind of several times. This is more of a early game team, and now Zeyzal and Bang walk in, but Bang has to instantly flash away, dunk into the back line, but there's no one in range to help the fight, as Bang instantly had to flash away. I don't think they realized it was 2 versus 3, so they did play aggressively. That is what we wanted to see. Sadly for EG, it did not go well.
No, it didn't work out, and that's both summoners off of Bang. The flash off Zeyzal too. That is actually really, really big, because that is a lot of their playmaking and Bang's ability to kind of have some safety in these fights. We already talked about how much lockdown FlyQuest has earlier. You know, Nautilus is just, at this point, kind of just looking to press R on Bang, lock him down for the follow-up from the Aatrox, for the follow-up from this Sejuani, and that becomes very, very difficult for the Kalista. You know, Kalista really is a champion that often has to play from ahead. When you are even or behind in these types of games, it becomes incredibly difficult to get damage out, because you have to be pretty close to your opponents to be able to do it. And that means you need to be in a position where you can life drain tank and be durable enough that you can actually survive to keep getting that damage out.
All right, well, durability going to be a problem then if you get hit from the backliner. So there's plenty of strong divers here on both these teams. I'm expecting to see some Aatrox TP flanks. I'm expecting to see Pantheon over the back, and Taliyah probably the same. And yeah, good luck being the squishy backliner in a lot of these cases. But items are stacking up, and we'll see how that progresses. It is technically a gold lead to EG, although again, so one thing I do want to point out, and I guess sort of add to. Hold on, we'll fight first. Yeah, Bang and Zeyzal under attack. Bang's in a pretty bad spot, and now we are back into that live state of the game as we have the fight in the mid lane. Bang has managed to survive it. Ulti comes over the top, but can't find any kills just yet. And that is what Chrono broke too. That's what the transition of video was for. End of the day, though, it means FlyQuest was able to grab themselves the mid outer turret and tie up the goal.
Yep, so that is that kind of jerk in gameplay there. The players obviously saw it as normal. We just kind of skipped ahead over that Chrono Break state. So
yeah, we switched video feeds basically.
Exactly, we're just swapping between observers. So we are good now, and you don't have to worry about that being a bug if you are watching. But FlyQuest not able to complete that pick onto Bang. We see that Power of Evil now has his IE. That is a huge buy for the Corki. Really the point in the game where you do start ramping up quite a lot, getting all that additional AD in, and you know, Power of Evil is going to be such a threat in these team fights going forward. And FlyQuest just, again, looking to set up, try to get these picks, try to get these team fights, because they want to fight straight up 5v5 front to back against EG.
And here comes the attempt. Zeyzal flashes in 4-2, and they're looking for the dive. They've shut down the Corki. They've caught Huey with flash available, and that is a knock-up on a Santorin that should be kill number 2. Dark Harvest stacking up. Zeyzal's chasing forward looking for the next kill, and Turtle again is sequestered off. EG, it's a direct 5-on-5. The front line was there, and they get the back line access anyway.
Incredible from EG. They caught Power of Evil. They lock him down with the point-and-click CC, with those stuns, straight into a seismic shove from Jizuke, and he just got deleted. Then being able to chase down Turtle means they're going to get an easy bear, and FlyQuest, though, is grabbing the dragon. So while they will have more power now, again, the soul is being further delayed here as FlyQuest can pick that up. But EG showing that they can make things happen, that they can still find plays and find picks that can lead to teamfight wins.
And mid lane tier 2 actually dropped to pure minion pressure as that got chunked out. So you can see the game state. It's grown from a 500 gold lead to a 4,000 gold lead. And EG with the Baron buff, I'm expecting more out of this. Top lane tier 2 is likely an easy target. We might see the attempt to breach an inhibitor turret. And already showing their ability to dive, we may see much more of that.
Yeah, that was big, and Kubo now hitting the levels where he can actually start upgrading items for his teammates. He is close to actually finishing his second item, having the Abyssal to upgrade for himself, but he just upgraded the Blade of the Rune King for Bang. The Death Cap just now finished for Jizuke, so when he levels up again, he can upgrade that. That is pretty big for EG. Black Cleaver also waiting to be upgraded for Svenskeren, so Kumo, these next few levels are going to mean even more for him and his team. EG were getting themselves into a pretty tough spot, and you know, really well executed on teamfight. They came up huge, got the Baron, and now back in the driver's seat. We'll see if they can deal very much damage here, if they can maybe utilize Talia ultimate to kind of zone people off, and it looks like that is the play they're going to go for here. Try to section off this turret, knock that down, and be able to get access to the inhibitor as a result.
Instant. The very first wave. Press R, you're not fighting anymore. Now there's no turret left, but they're gonna go for the fight right now anyway. PoE hit in the backline at a half health, and looks like Zeyzal and Kumo gonna be safe. They're gonna find the double knockup. They won't find the chase down. The route on 4 just simply doesn't matter. EG cracked the first inhibitor. Easy walk away, still a minute and almost a half on this Baron buff is an easy reset, and they can probably attack mid. Maybe not with the ult combo, but with the gold lead.
Yeah, at the very least, if they don't think they can crack an inhibitor, they could go top for that top lane tier 2, try to extend the gold lead. But EG executed that so well. As you say, no hesitation. They just immediately dropped the Talia ultimate, pushed them off. Jizuke was able to land enough damage onto PoE to push him out of the fight immediately. Kumo's ulting on top of him, so Power of Evil was threatened so heavily, he really couldn't contribute in a meaningful way to that team fight, and that just let EG push forward, take down the inhibitor, and continue their march.
And crucially, their power is growing. Like, the gold lead obviously is quite nice. 10 stack Magi is also a very efficient item, so Jizuke on a low number of deaths with some kills has even more AP over the top, which helps assuage the fears of what could be bad scaling. We're not in that case just yet. We're not in the bad scaling part of the game. It was, if the game slowed down, we'd be worried, but EG has made it work. They have found the fights. They got the Baron. They took down bottom inhibitor. Top tier 2 is going to drop. Baron's going to time out as well, don't get me wrong, but Zeyzal is already here. He's flashed in, slowed down, pulled back Ignar. He gets a flash away just in time to stay alive. The turret is going to drop though, and at the end of the day, it's a flash for a flash in the supports, and top lane tier 2 is gone. 5,000 gold difference.
Well worth it though, I think, for Zeyzal, as he's just zoning Ignar off, and Zeyzal actually has a 2-level lead now over Ignar, so he is getting very threatening in a lot of these fights, and Kumo has now hit level 15. When he joins back up with Jizuke, he can actually upgrade that death cap for even more power on Jizuke, who is incredibly strong at this point. If he is able to actually land a seismic shove combo to be set up by Svenskeren or even Zeyzal with a facebreaker, that can be 100-0 any of these carries.
And you can see them trying to sink the wave. Jizuke sitting there top lane, waiting to knock them down so that mid lane can crash at the same time. There's the next Talia ult, and no one is in range to threaten bang. Auto attacks come in, put as much damage as you can. Over the wall they go, they find that first stun, and they have pulled back in Zeyzal, but he is tanky. Now FlyQuest might want to move forward. Knockup is found. Solo going to be attacked, but this could be dangerous. But is it really? They pull back to support. That is a shutdown picked up. Aatrox is already gone. FlyQuest's first frontliner is already dead. Now Zeyzal, dangerously low as well. He can't really be part of this fight right now, but a 1-for-0 is still a 1 fight for EG.
Yeah, EG are going to be able to take that kill. They can go straight to mid lane because they have a wave there, and supers are on the Nexus towers in that bottom lane. Bang playing that fight very aggressively, but no one from FlyQuest could get through those frontliners, and Turtle whiffs on the Infernum ultimate there. That's going to mean EG can just push forward even more aggressively. A lot of the pressure now on Power of Evil. He has his rapid fire, so he's very, very strong if he can get damage out, but just not able to do it. And EG take another inhibitor.
All right, between the team fights, basically, they've picked up a couple of kills. They've gotten, what is it, a good 3 or 4 turrets and 2 inhibitors dropped down. EG looking great at almost 6,000 gold. And actually, wow, they're going to stay on the map. They're going to catch the top lane wave.
This is so clever. Yeah, they're staying on the map because they expected that FlyQuest is saying, all right, you're going to base. They think FlyQuest is going to go for the dragon. They are, so EG just charges up here. PoE TPs into a knockup.
Solo's gonna flash in for one of those kills. True to his name, knocks down the opposing mid laner, gets rid of almost all the Magi stacks, and crucially, the inhibitor turret just barely lives. They couldn't find the dive on the Corki. This could be the turn of fates now, as Jizuke's gonna be dead during the Baron respawn. He comes up the same time that Neutral does, and FlyQuest, in control of the map, are pushing EG away into an awkward recall, into having barely enough time to stage a defense of that Baron buff. The Mountain Drake should be a formality, but to be fair, PoE is stuck in base clearing the waves.
Yeah, that was a really clever play, I think, from EG, but also a great response from FlyQuest. Basically, from FlyQuest's point of view, you're assuming EG is resetting, so you're charging out to the Mountain Drake. EG know that FlyQuest is thinking that, so then they just run straight to top lane to try to take this inhibitor, but there is a TP response. FlyQuest rotates very quickly. They're able to defend that inhibitor, which could have been game-ending damage, because if you get triple inhib to have 6 supers spawning every wave across the map. That is so brutal to try to actually hang on against. And now EG still, though, will have map pressure. Bot lane Hib going to be respawning soon. There's no more supers there, but mid lane still does have supers, and that's going to give them pressure to set up around the Baron.
And Zeyzal feeling comfortable to play forward. They're going to go for the red buff steal. Nicely done right there. 1 away from Soul Point, though. FlyQuest already on 3 Mountain Drakes. Number 4 is coming in just 4.5 minutes, and that is something that you might not be able to give away when you're focused on assassination power. Bang is starting up the Baron, though, and it is Fog of War down here. FlyQuest didn't fight that hard for top river control. There comes the ult in for Taliyah, but I'm not sure it's going to drop the Baron in time for that wall to stop anything from happening. Here comes the attempt towards Kuma, has to walk to the side, isn't pulled back as he pops the W, but they're going for the play. Nicely picked up right there. Jizuke with the rest of the squad and the Ren pick up the Baron. Here comes the re-engage. Ornhorn comes across the face breaker onto 3. But Solo's buying a lot of time, looking for Svenskeren. Look at a giant knockup. They're gonna knock down Bang, and Solo wants more. He's gonna find another pair of knockups. It's a 2-for-1 so far. EG are scattered, and they're running for dear life, but Svenskeren's going to drop. It's a 3-for-1 in favor of FlyQuest. They're gonna take control of the map, but Baron's already been taken.
Look at the assist pings. They're actually thinking about perhaps TPing for this. I think it would be way too risky, but there was a ton of EG assist pings towards the Nexus there. Was wondering if they wanted to try to go for some sort of a play. Jizuke doesn't have ult, though. He will reset. Kumo not going to commit to any sort of crazy TP to buff those up. As you say, EG does get Baron, but losing multiple members as Bang went down pretty quick there. Solo having another great team fight. You know, Zeyzal had a strong engage getting forward for, you know, a facebreaker on multiple members, but the follow-up
a moment here. Again, we've got about 2 minutes of Baron buff left on Evil Geniuses as they lick the runes with Svenskeren and Power of Evil trading deaths. And now we get back into the game. A 4,000 gold difference where we have to emphasize FlyQuest have a scaling edge and are 1 Drake away from Soul Point. But in the meantime, a minute and a half of Baron buff for EG to break the lead open even bigger.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much they can get done with that. Obviously, they did lose some of those Barons on the way out, but if they group up, they could buff up some of those waves, and they have the ability to try to pressure on multiple sides, right? To try to attack some of these open inhibitors, to try to really, you know, get something done here to try to prevent FlyQuest from getting the mountain.
So, a couple item specs coming through. Bloodthirster done for Bang. He recalled for that item. We already knew he had the upgraded death cap. Jizuke actually sold his Magi's off that death. It was down to 2 stacks, and instead going towards Fiendish Codex and now his own stopwatch, the QSS, and as you were mentioning, Power of Evil on a more aggressive bent. That Kerchai Shard could have been the pieces of a Hex Drinker. You know, with QSS over the top, maybe it's enough to survive some kind of burst combo, but it's going to be for damage. My bet is Stormrazor for the long-range slow. We'll see what it ends up actually being, though, and here is Evil Geniuses grouping up to the bottom lane to push for the open inhibitor that is respawned.
Be interesting to see where he goes. GA, obviously another option that you were mentioning. That's something that Solo is working towards. And GA can be sometimes the single most powerful item, you know, come late game, where these death timers are so long. But here is EG pushing in once more, utilizing Jizuke's ultimate to try to actually push up on this inhibitor. And Solo recalling, but there's no wards. Notice how they've actually cleared all of the vision out before moving up, so that there's no ability to TP in. But Ignar does find the hook anyway.
Finds a pull in. Svensken could be low, puts up the shield, though. Here comes the knockups, and Orn is ready to follow through. No, he's stunned during it, and he can't find, but the dunk in the back line. Then the flash face breaker. Finds 3. A little bit of damage comes over the top. Now Solo looks for the re-engage. He's pretty tanky and has Guardian Angel and finds a knockup. Kumo getting forced to run away, pulled back in, but no one's there to follow through on the damage. Recalls come in, but with how much health comes back in the fountain, this is limited time for EG. They are coming back on the map fast, and TPs are up for potential flanks. Excuse me, if the wards ever did come down. Now it's EG running away, but the health bar lead is with FlyQuest, and EG also running out of time before this 4th and final Mountain Drake spawns.
A lot of credit, though, to EG doing such a good job of clearing out with pinks and sweepers and everything, making sure that Solo cannot TP flank. Because if they get TP flanked in a fight like that, you are going to get decimated, and that could very well be the end of the game. So EG doing their due diligence there, allowing them to actually knock down that inhibitor. They now have that map pressure of this bottom lane that's going to be constantly pushing in. And FlyQuest, they're the team to first set up. There's 5 seconds until this Mountain Soul that they have available for themselves here. But if EG can delay them, the supers are going to be pushing in.
Okay, this could be the moment of truth. Bot lane is slowly pushing, but about 15 seconds ago till that is done. Package burned out of Power of Evil as Kumo. Okay, yeah, Jizuke out of flash to trade for that one. Here comes the fight towards the bottom side as Svenskeren and Solo mark each other. Mountain Drake, of course, is alive mid, pushing in, and there is no turret there, so that can also be a source of pressure. EG, are they willing to fight? They are posturing very far away, and instead it's rock surfing into the mid lane. It's a TP back to the base, and Zayza wants to try to stop something. Bang is nearby. That's Mountain Soul picked up, and there's only a flash to keep Zayza safe. Here come the push into the base. They know they can take the middle inhibitor. One more auto will knock that one down, but it is Mountain Soul on FlyQuest. A stimulus of about 5,000 gold worth of health goes onto every member across the board on FlyQuest. And
Turtle's
now
in trouble though.
They have reconvened. Is this a catch? Can they find it? Svenskeren flashes, slows, stuns. Santorin buys some time. Ornhorn comes to the top. That is a 1 kill picked up, but the knockup is there for Zeyzal as well. Kumo's in front. They might chase down one. They will. Bang is going to drop Santorin. His days are numbered. It's going to be a 2 for 1, but they're on to Jizuke. Burns the stopwatch. Burns the Zonia's hourglass. Now towards the Corki. Another 1 for 1. Now it's on to Zeyzal. Doesn't have a lot of damage. Trying to run away. Just barely staying alive, but still Solo might find the auto attack and gets that kill. He is on a rampage. It is 2v2 on the map. Svenskeren not sure he can win this one. There's a lot more damage on Aatrox than there is on Ornn, but Ignar is getting pretty low. The chase forward, Svenskeren finds that kill, but he's 2 autos from death. Solo trying to trade it out, and now it's 1v1 on the map as the respawns are 20 seconds away, but there are super minions and an open inhibitor top side. Mid has to be answered top. It regens to 1/3 as inhibitor turrets do, and Kumo can't find that one. An equal trade of kills. The turret's going to be low, but it will stay alive.
What a ridiculous game, but now the Baron is spawning here, and EG has knocked down 2 inhibitors, so FlyQuest is going to have so much work cut out for them to actually continuously clear away these minions to keep their final Nexus turret safe, which is very, very low right now. And EG may just continue to try to bait them into these objectives and then go past them. Utilize Jizuke's ult, utilize Svenskeren's ult, and just try to go for the base, because if you have any minions there with how low that Nexus turret is, you can knock that down incredibly quickly. The AP ratios on structural damage is really, really high. So Jizuke will be able to kill that Nexus quick if he can get there.
Yes, he can. Right now, we're looking at the cooldowns. Quicksilver Sash just comes back with Power of Evil. Still 30 seconds on the Zonia's Hourglass for Jizuke. That is a window that can be abused by FlyQuest if the game goes too quickly. Solo, TP-less, is over on the right-hand side of the map with Svenskeren and Jizuke heading that way as well. So EG aren't, I think, seriously considering Baron. I think they're doing it as a bait to try to find the global pressure. Keep in mind, if they catch a wave in the base, they can end the game outright.
Yeah, look at Jizuke. Look at Jizuke's positioning right now in the bottom lane. They are going for the back door here. He's ulting into the base right now.
Double ults going in to seal the deal in this battle. Now it's time to stop the recall. Santorin marks him, tries to stop that, but this turret is going to die. It's on to the Nexus. Turtle and Solo want to stop Jizuke and Svenskeren. They're going to certainly try. He's pushed back, goes for the knockup, goes for the kill on Jizuke. Svenskeren against the world, needs one more auto attack, and he can't get it. But the rest of the team fight has gone pretty well. It's a 2-on-3.
Zeyzal's running past them.
Is running for the back line. Kumo's hitting Turtle. Kumo's trying to run. He's going to flash forward. The Nexus will fall, and evil geniuses take the series over FlyQuest.
What an ending. That was